Number seven, the immediate explosion. You receive a rude text or there's a slow driver in front of you. You are immediately triggered. In the heat of the moment, you instantly respond to the text in rage. You aggressively honk at the slow driver. That lack of pause is the telltale sign of an emotional hijacking. And your impulsive actions without taking any time to think clearly is a habit of low emotional intelligence. You're completely stimulus driven. Your brain is operating on a pure reflex where the emotional center, the amygdala, makes all the decisions. This pattern means you consistently choose the 2 seconds of emotional release over the long term goal of maintaining peace, respect, or reputation. You aren't acting, you are simply reacting, and that reflex constantly forces you into cycles of regret and damage control. Number six, the emotionally monotoned. Someone asks how you feel, and your immediate default response consists of, I'm fine, just tired, or not bad. You know you're upset, but you can't name the exact shade of the feeling. This vague minimal language is what scientists calls alexithymia or emotional blindness. If you can't precisely name your feeling, you can't accurately diagnose its cause or communicate your needs. It's like being a painter who only has two colors to describe the entire sunset. You end up telling your partner you're stressed when you're actually feeling disrespected. This lack of emotional resolution means people give you the wrong solutions and you remain perpetually misunderstood, stuck in an endless loop of low resolution feelings. Number five, the permanent wall. Your boss gives you constructive criticism on a project, and your stomach immediately clenches. You don't hear, your report needs better data. You hear, you are fundamentally inadequate. Your first response is to defend, to justify, or to blame the circumstances. This instant defensiveness is your fragile ego building a permanent wall. People with low emotional intelligence struggle to separate their work from their self worth. They mistake a critique of a task for a personal assault on their identity. To protect this insecure self image, they instantly reject the critique. This habit guarantees you miss vital data about your performance, ensuring that whatever flaw was pointed out remains a perpetual blind spot. If you can't treat feedback like information, you simply can't improve. Number four, the internal rehearsal of the egocentric. You're nodding politely in a conversation, but you're not listening to understand. You're listening to reply. Your focus is entirely internal. You're rehearsing your own next story, waiting for the split-second chance to steer the spotlight back to yourself. This constant internal rehearsal is ego masquerading as engagement. This habit is the antithesis of true curiosity and empathy and a clear indication of low emotional intelligence. It proves that you see interactions not as a chance for connection or discovery, but as a platform for your own performance. People sense this lack of genuine interest. They realize they're talking at you, not with you, which stunts your ability to build deep, meaningful relationships and understand perspectives beyond your own. Number three, the emotional doormat. You constantly say yes to favors, extra work, or social commitments when you're already exhausted. You can't bring yourself to kindly say no. Instead, you accept the load and is quietly filled with resentment. This chronic inability to set boundaries is an act of self betrayal. It's driven by a fear of rejection or disappointing others. You believe that keeping the peace means making yourself perpetually available. But the truth is, By having an invisible fence, you teach others that your energy and time are disposable. You sacrifice your well being in the short term, and the resulting burnout and resentment destroys the relationship anyway. You can't show up as your best self for anyone if you haven't protected your own resources first. And you are letting everyone walk all over you. Number two, the inner prosecutor. You make a minor mistake at work and your inner voice doesn't offer correction. It delivers a continuous negative self talk loop. You're a total failure. You'll never succeed. You accept those thoughts, letting it fuel anxiety and shame. This habit of destructive self talk is actively sabotaging your resilience and guarantees a future of failures. People with low emotional intelligence allow their inner critic to become their inner prosecutor. Every setback and mistake is viewed as proof of their flaws and not as a learning opportunity. This continuous self abuse strips away your confidence, causes you to dwell on mistakes, and makes you risk averse. You are essentially paying rent in your own head to a voice whose only goal is to tear you down. This toxic internal environment makes sustained success impossible. Number one, the emotional curator. Someone wronged you in the past, and you've made a conscious choice to relive it over and over. You reread the old messages, you recount the story to anyone who will listen, and you nourish the bitterness inside. This habit of holding a grudge is an act of self harm and is directly correlated with low emotional intelligence. And people with low emotional intelligence struggles to separate the lesson from the pain. They cling to the anger and the emotional weight because they believe the pain is necessary to justify their resentment. They struggle to let go. But preserving this pain is exactly what is preventing them from healing and moving forwards. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, bro. Like and subscribe to see more.